Man, I just really like that song.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, I really like kind of the message of it where they're, just talking about, you know, men have had the upper hand at everything for so long, and I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that they're like, this is the time for equality. This is the time for women to come out and stand up for themselves and stuff like that. I think it's just a really powerful message, and sort of talks about all the stuff of like, being taken for granted and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, it's the way that it's written, it works so well with it being just the basic guitar at the very beginning. But
Yeah.
then, just the drums come rocking in with that snare drum roll going into it. And
Hmm.
just there's a nice groove to it,
Oh, yeah, there is. And she has such a great voice to carry that powerful message across.
Oh, for sure. Her voice is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It was kind of funny. I actually played this song for my mom, and she said that it sounded kind of like a Dixie Chicks song, and I was like, I could kind of see that because
I
they're all
see it too.
really powerful singers as well, and they've
Yeah.
all kind of got a similar range to it. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah, the one I thought of was Paramore because it has the really powerful voice and it has the sort of power pop edge to it.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So she is it's a solo project, I guess, and
No
she
kidding.
is yeah. Like I like listening to it, I would have thought just because, every single part of the band is played so well, I would have thought that it would be, a group project, something like that. So I don't know if she worked with session musicians or something, but yeah, this is a solo project of hers, and she is signed to Grand Jury Music, which is a New York record label. I would say their most notable artist that most people would know is Hippocampus.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that I found that just on my like Discover Weekly or something like that, months and months and months ago. I've got this playlist of a bunch of different songs that I want to have on the podcast.
Yeah.
And this was one of the first ones that I added, so I've been sitting on it for a while. This was actually one of my most listened to songs of the year because of that.
Nice.
So, what do you think is going to be our next tune there?
Well, I think I'd like to follow that up with one of my most listened to songs of this year. So I'll give this one a little bit of an introduction. So, just to let your listeners know, one of my favorite bands in the world is Dream Theater. And I have been listening to Dream Theater religiously since I was about 14 years old, and I'm 25 now. And so I've been waiting with bated breath every time they've been set to release a new album, which they do on an average of about 2 years. And I think it was this past October around Halloween, they released their 15th album. And so I'm going to play my favorite off of that. And it's Dream Theater. So I'll see you all in like 10 minutes.